really was there. I just need to get some sleep right now.
It is ironic that those who are deemed unfit for society might be the ones to save it. It is known that thought consists of electrical patterns within the brain. However, there are certain individuals who register heightened levels of electrical activity which actually cause an increase in psychic ability. This unique gift, for reasons unknown, applies to certain idiot savants. My extensive work with these patients has led me to having a vision. My own death at the hand of one of the savants. This type of retaliation is unacceptable, and therefore it is their own actions that has caused their demise. However, this trauma has also served another purpose, an increase in electrical activity which actually intensifies their psychic ability. They think their abilities make them superior to me, but I can show them that destiny is only a slave to the present.
Ah, yes, Mr. Matchin. I have the report on your tissue sample. Follow me to the lab. The report is on the table, Mr. Matchin.
You pick up the report and browse through it.
Do you have any more questions for me? It's a noble place to work for. He's a good man to work for. He works hard, and he expects the same from others. They do a satisfactory job, but they're not artists like we are here. We take our job very seriously. As for over there, I can't speak for them. I know everything there is to know about him. After all, he's me. What everyone else knows, a well-organized assassination took place there. Oh yes, these hitmen knew who they were going for and where he would be sitting. Very suspicious indeed. It was an extreme effort to save the Rubin Corporation from ruin. Nonetheless, it has done a lot of good toward preserving our wildlife.
Lines of text engage. You quickly scan through the text.
Do you have any more questions for me? Only posthumously. It was quick. As quick as 2 gyro rockets slicing through his body. Well, Mr. Matchin, it's a very new firearm. It's only been on the market a few years. Besides, it's so expensive, very few ever use it. because it's one of the few weapons that can penetrate a bulletproof vest and kill the human target in one shot. You see, Mr. Matchin, whoever planned this job knew that Malthus would be wearing a bulletproof vest. He was eating dinner with Feld and Malthus at the time, but I'm still unsure of their connection. Victor has donated large sums of money to various organizations, including Felden's company, Primax, but giving charity hardly holds you responsible for murder. Well, that's the pharmaceutical company that Feld and Malthus is head of, but I have yet to hear of any foul play taking place there. What is strange, Mr. Matchin, is that within the last year they have become the largest supplier of chemicals and lab equipment on the East Coast. A couple of years ago, Primax Pharmaceuticals was near bankruptcy, but they were saved by the generous contributions from Ambrose Foundation. Not really. The Ambrose Foundation has a habit of giving away money, and lots of it. Perhaps I should walk up to their office and ask for a grant.
You walk. You open.
You can see I'm real busy here at the moment. What do you want? What these people don't understand is that picketing doesn't help the situation. It only causes us to be understaffed. Because now we have to search for this criminal and hold off these troublemakers. With the budget cuts and everything. Yeah.
You take the subway to Primax Pharmaceuticals.
This really has me shook up. I mean, Jessica was there at that shooting, but I still don't know if she's all right. She's the only thing in my life that is going right. I wouldn't be able to handle losing her. Hell, I don't even know why this shooting occurred. I just hope Primax will lead me to some answers. No guarantee, though, right? I mean, what have I got to go on? It's not much, but this guy Malthus seems to be pretty high status to be seated next to Ambrose. But even finding something won't get me closer to solving Nick's death. Yeah, well, let's just take it one fact at a time. I mean, that tissue certainly didn't give me any leads. As well follow this one.
There's a tall man with a tool belt wrapped around his waist and a coil of wire around his arm. He's muttering angrily to himself.
Advanced calculus. What does that look like I'm doing? Why don't you flake off, Krusty? Advanced calculus. What does that look like? Wow, you learned that all by yourself? Yeah, I can see that. You're making me wrench. Yes, it is. Do you know anything about electrical repair? Yeah? Can you do me a favor and grab my toolbox from the van?
The door slides open with a clunk. You grab the toolbox the repairman had requested. There's a large telecom repair van parked next to an open manhole cover. A repairman's suit swings from a hook with a... You snatch the ID card from the suit. You hand him the toolbox. He seems intent on his work, so you leave him alone. The door opens with a mindless swish when you approach. The security guard watches you as you approach.
Let me see your ID. Yeah, well, it's no great loss. There's just one more empty office in the world. There is no unauthorized access.
The guard glances at the ID.
All right, go on in, and hurry up.
You walk past the guard and go up to Felden's office. With the exception of a few casual items, this desk is immaculate. It looks as if it's made out of obsidian. It's a heavy-set pyramid. It probably serves as a paperweight. It looks like the top can be removed. You take off the top of the pyramid and discover a small red button inside. Expecting either a sliding bookshelf or a security guard, either of which could be trouble, you hesitantly press the button. You hear a snapping fizzle and the fish tank disappears, revealing a metal safe. It's the phone you're supposed to be repairing. You look it over, but you can't seem to find anything wrong with it. Well over 100 books line these shelves, many of which are titled either in Egyptian or Sanskrit. You lean in for a closer look. You hear a loud buzzing noise followed by a click. You pull the handle and the safe opens. You lean in for a closer look. You pick up the book and thumb through the pages. You flip through the papers.
Interesting. What the? Hey, you look familiar.
So do you.
Aren't you, from TV? Joe?
In person. But please, no autographs.
What are you doing here?
The same can be asked of you.
I'm doing a news story.
Interesting. I knew you were the right person to follow.
What do you mean?
I first spotted you in the police station. Then I saw your mug again downtown in an alley where a murder took place. I knew you weren't a cop, so I figured your little venture might be worth checking out. And apparently, it is.
Yeah, well, I was just leaving.
Wait. I figured we could swap some information.
Well, I don't know about that.
I think we'll both find it useful.
Okay.
As you start a conversation, you wonder how sane this guy is.
Blue dust. You gotta be talking about ice rock. It's the biggest thing to hit the streets since hookers and breast implants. It's some synthetic drug that's been going around for a few weeks now. Addictive? This stuff makes cocaine look like talcum powder. At first, this drug was just given away, so it could work its way onto the market and let word of mouth circulate along with the drug. It got real big overnight, which caused the other dealers to get antsy. They weren't too keen on letting a rookie drug cut in on their action. Thing is, no one knows where the drug came from. I do know that the supplier is an outsider, which means that he would need some pretty big connections in order to distribute this drug so quickly. Then, all of a sudden, it was pulled from the street. Baffled. But now that the last shipment is used up, people have been breaking into houses, killing dealers, anything to snag one trace of ice rock. Not much. Those who OD'd big time are probably decomposing right now. It's like I said, abuse it and you go into violent convulsions. Within an hour or so, your insides are just eaten away. I hear it's the sickest way to go, and I've been trying my damnedest to get some footage of it. Yeah, well, rumor has it that there's a new version going onto the market soon, and the other dealers are getting mighty twitchy about it. I even heard that they're going so far as to form an alliance to stop the drug from coming in. They went from driftwood to plush forest much faster than any legit company could. It's not about him that's important. It's about what he's done. Take a look at this office. Nice place, huh? Yeah, well, this place was a dump a few years ago. His company was headed straight for Australiaville. Primax's assets were going down under. And then, miraculously, they became one of the biggest pharmaceutical suppliers around. Now check this out. Feldon was eating at a restaurant a little while ago, and he got killed. Yeah, well then maybe you know why he was killed. The police claim that it was a robbery, but I'll bet my laminated china that he was set up. Oxytech, I was just there. One of my viewers phoned in a Bigfoot sighting a little while ago. I always take what my fans say seriously. Don't you? If there was a Sasquatch there, it wasn't around when I arrived. I was really disappointed. But I did see something that more than made up for it. For starters, how about 6 heavily armed guards? They were carrying these big Primax crates into a truck. You got it. And I have no clues to what they were carrying out. Nothing of real significance. Yeah, the Foundation seemed a little too nice. Hey, maybe good old Vicky Boy has something to hide after all. Good thinking. I'll check into it. Too much. I've already been given the 2 to 4 year tour. Yeah, sure. Some of my biggest tips come from there.
It looks like somebody tried to do some electrical work in here recently. A panel has been removed from the wall, and some wires have been cut by a nearby wire cutter. You pick up the wire cutters and place them in your pocket. The door swings open. You walk out of the office. You take the subway.
It's such a relief to hear from Jessica. All those images I had of her getting... I'm just glad my imagination was wrong. You know, I really should be at Noxitec to check out... Well, look, I'm not going anywhere until I see Jessica again. I've had so many horrific images sweeping in my head, the only thing that can put me at ease is seeing that smile of hers with my own eyes.
He's in hysterics. He's hallucinating. A few hours ago, Frankie barged into my apartment and collapsed on the couch. It was really strange. He didn't say a word. Didn't even bring up money issues. He always brings up money issues. All he said was that he was feeling really ill. Well, I left him alone. I mean, what else could I do, right? I heard moaning, and when I ran back in, he was twitching all over. He threw me to the floor and started beating his head up against the wall. He wouldn't stop. He's still in my apartment. When his skin started peeling off his arm, I ran out of there. All right, what do you want to know? Oh, Tim, I'm so sorry. I didn't tell you before because I didn't want you getting involved. Yeah, every druggie in this city has been scavenging for it since its shipment stopped a week ago. It's what Frankie got hooked on. Everyone's been asking that, but nobody has the answer. You just don't understand, Tim. The craving for it just takes control of you. I saw it happen to Frankie. Well, it's not just him that this is happening to. A couple of people he used to hang out with disappeared a few days ago. I heard they went nuts and ran off in a frenzy. Both of them were also on Ice Rock. Okay.
Oh my God! Jessica, get a hold of yourself. Look, I know someone who can help you. Go down to the police station and give the desk sergeant this. He'll take you to see Captain Barbarelli. Tell him I sent you and explain to him everything that's been going on. He can help work things out. Trust me.
Every time you glance at Frankie's decomposing body, you feel nauseous. An overflowing ashtray and 2 skin magazines clutter an otherwise clean floor. Although you feel quite sick from looking at the body, a breath of fresh air would probably make you feel better. You return to the street.